Decentralized Pictures Talent Cast. And in studio today, we have the Coders Room, winner of the Arts3 Web3 Startup Award. This award received 36 submissions with a goal to accelerate projects in the Web3 space. Some award criteria included creativity, impact on Web3, diversity, and commercial viability. The top 3 voted projects were reviewed by the A3 board, with the winner to receive $100,000 plus mentoring. And so again, great competition for this award, another massive award, $100,000 mentoring, amazing things happening at Decentralized Pictures. And so kudos to everyone who did submit to this award. There was a lot of good projects on there. So keep the submissions coming. So without further ado, congratulations to our winners, the Coders Room. A few of those coders in studio today. Luis, Julian, Madeline, thank you so much for joining the Talent Cast.
Thank you, Matt. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
What about you, Julian? Are you not happy to be here?
I am thrilled to be here.
I love it. Good to see you guys. I've had all of you on the Talent Cast previously, so great to see your faces again, and appreciate your commitment to Decentralized Pictures and continue to submit quality work. So again, for those who may not be familiar with your project, the Coders Room, tell us. I know you guys have been in existence for a couple years now. So tell us a little bit more about your organization.
Awesome. Let me take it. Essentially, Coders Room is, I want to call it a collective. It's a group of people that initially met on the internet as strangers with a common love for film, for creating, for storytelling. So we got together from X and Y, like different corners on the Web3, particularly on the Web3 space. We got together and decided to start creating with the resources that we had our disposal, which in many cases were none. But anyways, we went for it. So essentially, Coders Room is a collective in which we have a group of people that responds to a specific task that is announced in the platform, if you will. We need to write X or Y for X or Y, and then people like apply somehow, creating these stories, these proposals, if you will. And then we, in partnership with a production company here in Colombia, Voxin, go out and actually produce. I don't want to say like the winners, because most of the times, like since we're a small group, we end up producing most of the submissions that we have on the platform. So we have a bunch of productions that are finished, a bunch of productions that are undergoing, and a bunch of productions that are developing within that group of creatives that is growing and growing.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to add, Julian or Madeline?
I'll just add a couple notes that the group is comprised at its core of writers, which, we have this writers room where we collaborate on these scripts and offer reviews, but then there's also the wider community that helps support. They offer commentary and notes and help maybe vote or provide support on some of these early concepts. But then we also have a wider community too of folks across continents, honestly, who are part of production. They're actors, they're behind the camera talent as well. So Coders Room, it kind of has concentric circles of community that is not just the pure creatives. It's also people who want to just support, or fans, or offer, critiques, as well as people who actually can produce this content and be talent in front of the camera and behind it too. So it's kind of a lot of different segments that all meet together under this one umbrella.
Awesome stuff. So up to this point, we'll talk about the award, in further detail here in a couple of minutes. But up to this point, where has been like the greatest successes, where you've seen the most traction? Is it, producing shorts, feature lengths, music videos? What's kind of like the space that you've kind of focused on and found the most success?
I always think that Julian has a really good story about his success that like really kind of captures the heart of what the coders have built. I mean, I know Luis can probably go into, overall what we did, but Julian, you have a story that is personal and it's just like a testament to, the power of
Thank
this
you.
collective. I would love if you would share that.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. I was not ready for that. Well, so I joined the Coders Room as a huge fan of Luis's work, introduced to his work through his short film Elena, and realized that he was a talent that I could learn from. Right, I'm not a filmmaker by trade or training, just a huge fan, and I've always wanted to write. So by joining the Coders Room, I started getting the opportunities to start writing and getting feedback from people like Luis in the community on how to do screenwriting, and was able to submit a script for an award called the Histories of Change Award in Colombia. That's awarded by the government for a short film that was awarded. It was selected. And then we had our colleague, Adrian, aka Tirana Cinema, part of the Web3 filmmaking community, Film3 community, come down to Colombia and with Luis and his team produced a short film that has gone on since to win some awards and premiered at the Cleveland International Film Festival. And it's had a nice life out there in the world to kind of share that story. So for me, from initially joining as a fan and wanting to learn to within, 8 months, 12 months, being able to actually have my first work produced and seen by the world. I mean, it's unbelievable. And that's just one example of how a non-professional, like an amateur, can join this community and have their work potentially created and elevated and seen by the world.
Awesome stuff, guys. I mean, are already doing so much. So hopefully this award, the Arts3 Web3 Startup Award, and again, I found this to be a very unique award because it wasn't just directed towards film. It's really directed towards any type of Web3 startup award that's in the arts and entertainment space. Okay, so how is this, again, another huge award, $100,000, mentoring? Sounds like you guys already have really good momentum creating amazing projects, just like the one Julian just described. How is this award going to take the Coders Room even further?
You want me to say something? I could start.
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay. And if you want to dig in. So the Coders Room is essentially a grassroots international filmmaking collective, and with our production arm in Colombia. And when we talk about community, it's not really a buzzword, it's real. And up until this point, for how long have we been doing this? We've all been doing this for a long time, but the Coders, I think, has been about 2.5 years. We have been working and doing, basically proving this community filmmaking ideology over and over with, 23, 25 shorts. We've got, mini series, and we're growing. But right now we're feeling that bottleneck of growth. And the thing is that it's just a matter of time. We feel that it's just a matter of time. We know that this works. We've proved it. We've had successes working on what we always call vapor funds, basically micro budgets.
Sure.
And so this award, and then our production arm being in Colombia, it'll double. It's triple. It's quadruple the funds, and we are going to be able to finally get through that bottleneck and do something that we've already proven on nothing. This model that we're building in Film3, it's a proven thing. It's huge it's what's going to change everything for us in huge ways.
Amazing. Luis, Julian, anything to add there?
Yeah. I just wanted to add that, yes, exactly. So it's been 2.5 years more or less doing with nothing. Now we have something, and it comes at a perfect timing because throughout that time, yes, we have been producing shorts here, left and right, with no budget, etc. But at the same time, we have been developing projects of a bigger scale, if you will. Now, this is going to allow us to now go and tap into those specific projects that, yes, it's been a lot of fun producing shorts, but we really want to keep producing those shorts, but at the same time we want to jump and do feature films. We want to do a longer format series, if you will. So now that we have these funds, that we have the support from Arts3, from DCP, we are starting to we were having this conversation at the beginning of the year, like just like a week ago or so, like discussing budget, and that's something we never did before. And that was so lovely. Like I was like, how beautiful it is to start the year discussing budget for the projects that we want to produce. So it's very exciting. We're very excited, and the projects that are going to be coming out of this. And I say projects because it's not going to be a single project. It's going to be a few, but a couple of them are going to be bigger, if you will, than the things that we have done before. Bigger, at least in terms of length and scale, if you will.
Absolutely. I was going to use that exact word, scale, just a bit, allow you guys to scale and level up. Julian, do you have anything to add there?
Yeah, I just want to add one thing. Not only DCP and Arts3, but I think this is common across the arts. But what DCP and Arts3 are doing with this award and all the awards that DCP is giving is helping artists actually not only create, but also like make a living in some cases, and actually, potentially earn some income doing this incredible work. Part of the bottleneck that Madeline's talking about with Coders Room is that it's been years of a ton of sweat equity, people giving of themselves and their time and their own money to create art and to tell stories, oftentimes for peanuts. And something like this also professionalizes that and honors the work that people are doing in a way that I don't think is talked about enough when we're talking about independent, art creation, is that people actually need to, make a sustainable living and commercialize, their work as well. So this grant, plus all the other grants that DCP offers, also creates at least a sense that there's sustainability here, or it's not just giving of yourself and sweat equity, there's actual equity involved too. And so that's what will help scale, but also make it sustainable, so that people like Luis and all of us aren't just, constantly giving and sacrificing in order to make this happen. We can also potentially do it sustainably over time.
Well, that perfectly leads in, Julian. I had a question on my interview script here to ask you guys about kind of the call to action, the invitation for independent artists that may be interested in, entering the filmmaking space, but they're just afraid that they see the traditional model and it just scares them. It's just like it's impenetrable. I don't have the right connections. I don't have the funding, various reasons for just saying no. So what invitation or call to action would you offer those artists and the opportunities that are presented in this new innovative space that we call Web3?
Luis, you want to start with that one?
Yeah, perfect. What I would say, even beyond, like, of course, we have the whole Web3, blockchain, NFTs, crypto side of things, which is very interesting and it's attracting like systems and platforms like DCP who support through like using that technology. And that all is great, and we're taking advantage of all of that, and we want to keep taking advantage and using those tools. But I would actually like, and it's gonna sound cheesy, but it's the reality, like the I don't know, the power of what we have found in this Web3 space and the film, what we call Film 3, is really the community that we have been able to create, like by, I don't know, a bunch of strangers that got together and started dreaming together, and then joining forces to make those dreams a reality. So essentially, I would say there's a place here where we are like getting like a communal strength, and we are pushing all of us together and to reach the things that we want to reach. And we have to take advantage of that. Of course, there are plenty of different scenarios in different parts of the world, or industries, if you will, where you will find community. But I don't know, there's something about the Film 3 community and the Web3 community that is, I don't know, bond us like really hard. And especially because in many cases, like we were talking about Julian's case, in many cases we have like real like diehard film lovers, film geeks that have never had a chance to do something like this, you know. So it's like we're getting all the energy from people despite them having like a what we call a day job. They give everything towards like achieving these goals, you know. So I would say it's essentially that, like, there's a community here and you have to come in and take advantage of that, the power of that community, you know.
So speaking of the community and the community that you've created in the Coders Room, how do people join? How do they? I mean, you've got all this momentum. I mean, building on it today. So how can new artists, new filmmakers, come join the party at the Coders Room?
I'll say something. If you want to get to the nitty gritty, Louise, you said something the other day that was really interesting, Louise, where you, when talking about, you know, because you are the mastermind behind all of this, right? But you have such humility, and you came into Film 3 with this, you know, idea like, I'm this singular filmmaker, but this seems like a way for me, you know, to do what I want. And then that flipped and changed when you realized calling in community was really actually the way to do this. And so if anybody is out there, there is no gatekeeping in this community at all. All you have to do, you know, I mean, Luis might get into some nitty gritty of how to do it, but really it's all about showing up, and then whatever skills you have, whatever you want to do and add value every day. And it's just like what Louise was saying the other day. It kind of takes this like selfish, like almost like I'm going to be this singular successful filmmaker, and by adding value to this group, it has come back to me tenfold. I mean, I'm in this for the long run. There's just no doubt in my mind that, you know, I've been doing filmmaking for a really long time, and I believe in this model and this way forward. And I get to wake up every single day and actively build it every day. We do it every day, you know. So, and it's you know, Luis, as far as the Coders Room, of course, is the mastermind behind it, but it really has a lot to do with the way he just creates opportunities in the room for everybody. It's not a joke. I think a lot of people say the word community and it's kind of a buzzword, but I just want to reiterate that that's not the case here at all. It's true.
Love it. What an endorsement.
Thank you for the flowers, madam. I mean, yes, and we were speaking about this in a space a couple of days ago in terms of how the chip changes, and you like arrive to the space thinking, okay, how are we gonna take advantage of these tools, of these people, if you will, or this community to push myself forward, my career, and all of that. And I don't know, like the space has this natural thing to it that, in like, I don't know, changes your mentality towards, okay, how do we all rise together? How do we, like, I don't know, get to, yes, push our careers forward, but while doing so, push everyone's dreams together, if you will. So to answer your question, like more specifically in terms of how to get inside the Coders Room, we have, like, it's been 2.5 years, and it has changed over time. Initially, like the people that formed the initial community were the collectors of my first NFT drop, which was the NFT of a short film that I did called Elena. And that was the initial community. But then over time, we like started seeing that was just a small community, like such a small community. We wanted to grow it, so we started like giving away, if you will, we started putting on Twitter like these contests, if you will, where we wanted people to write this and that, like write a short story here, write a short story there, and then we picked the best stories, and the best stories won an NFT that grant them access to the whole thing. Eventually, we did drops for the community with the faceless and different NFTs, and those NFTs granted access. So right now, I would say we have different NFTs out there, not a lot for sale, sadly, or that's good and bad, but because we don't have like that many for sale for people to get the NFT and get into the community. But that said, like, I wouldn't say like it's just necessary to just buy an NFT. Like, just come to us, and we're like, right now we're having the conversation of how do we open the gates and bring more people in. Recently we actually opened like a Colombia group, if you will, inviting people that have nothing to do with Web3, nothing to do with Film 3, that don't even know what an NFT or a blockchain is. We created a whole community. It's like 45 people or something in there, of actors that have worked with us in our different projects, of friends, filmmakers, friends, producers, writers. So we're looking into, okay, now that we have like this new phase of the Coders Room, how do we open even more the gates to bring all of that people beyond just the community aspect of it, and invite them to participate more actively on the different tasks and stuff that we're going to be having. So we're having that conversation right now. So what I would say is, if you want to be part of whatever we're doing here, whatever films, whatever projects or storytelling overall, just stay tuned, because we're going to be like putting out options where in some cases maybe there's going to be an NFT, or in some cases the NFT might be something that you can win, if you will, for merits, or in other cases maybe you have been there for a while waiting and knocking on the door, and maybe we'll just hand you the thing. We're looking into it, but we've always been very, very open.
Love it. Good stuff. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Awesome conversation. Congratulations. I know that you're just a few representatives of the broader group. So congratulations to the entire Coders Room community for winning the Arts3 Foundation Web3 Startup Award, $100,000 mentoring opportunity. Just great things continue to happen at Decentralized Pictures. We do have other awards that are out on the platform right now as well. The Horror Filmmaking Initiative, Ribbon Full Short, dedicated for Ukrainian filmmakers, the Filmmaker Assistance Grant #3, and also Andrews Bernard #3 award, supported by acclaimed filmmaker Steven Soderbergh. So guys, thanks again for your time today. Congratulations to you and the entire team, and all the best.
Thank you, Matt.
So much. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, DCP. Thanks, Art3.
Right.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations to all the other coders, too.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. See you guys. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.